All right, welcome everybody to another session of our at-home tone program. For those of you that don't know me, we do have some new people. I'm Greg. I work with Adaptive Adventures in the Chicago office with Monica, who will be helping me lead this workout today. So for today's class, we're going to focus on a lot of core work. We're going to touch on some chest, but still focusing on the core. And then we're going to do some lower body for the second half. So you will need your foot cuffs. And that's why we send the packages out. Like Jerry, you are new joining us. You're going to get the full set of foot cuffs. You're going to get the anchor, which you'll see soon, and 5 different resistance bands. So we try to use everything as much as we can. So we're just going to get going here. We'll start with our warm-up. We're going to stretch our core first, since we're going to focus on this area. So let's just do some gradual twists, left to right, some rotations. Swing as far as you can. Try to go a little bit further each time. All right, next we'll do some lateral bends. So let's just try to touch the ground on one side, back up, try to touch the ground on the other side. Depending what you're sitting on, it may not be possible, but just try to reach as far down as you can. Nice and slow, controlled. You should be moving on a lateral plane, just like that. A few more. All right. Next, let's get those shoulders warmed up. So we're going to do some shoulder rolls. Forward. Let's reverse it. Now let's bring our arms up and we'll do some small arm circles going forward. Let's go a little bit bigger. Now really big. All right, now let's reverse it. Start small. Let's go a little bit bigger. And really big. All right. Next, I'm going to take my left arm, put it outside of my right leg, and I'm going to push against it, turning my body and holding it in this position. So I'm facing 90 degrees to my right side. You should feel the lower back stretching, and then let's raise that opposite arm straight up and just hold. And let's do other side. So right arm outside of the left quad, rotate, hold. And let's bring that other arm up. All right, and let's just do some basic chest stretches. Let's bring our arms in and then bring them out as far as you can. Try to touch those shoulder blades together and bring them in. It's almost like a chest fly exercise here. All right, and we will do a light leg warm up when it's time to do legs because it's not going to pertain to everybody. So with that said, let's jump in. We're gonna go right into our anchor points. So I'm gonna move the camera, and what I'm using here for the first exercise, we're gonna be doing a weighted crunch. We're gonna focus on a little bit of core to start off the class. I have a black band, a green band, and a red band on there. So a decent amount of weight, but you're gonna be throwing your whole body into this. So you can probably handle a little bit more weight on this exercise. So that's what my anchor down there looks like. And what I'm gonna wanna do here, whatever you're sitting on, you know, the backrest might be in the way, but that's okay. It might rub against your shoulders, that's okay, but I'm gonna hold my bands, flip my wrists just like this. So I have the bands, they are touching my back, but that's okay. And all we're gonna do is weighted crunches going down. So this is a really good weight that I have on here. It's challenging enough, but I'm not really struggling with this move. You can also do this if you don't have a seat or don't want to use a seat. You can just do it just like this. And I actually recommend doing this if you can from the knees. You have a greater range of motion for this move, and you're gonna work those abs just a little bit more. But you can do it from the seat. That's completely fine. So I'll give you guys about 10, 15 seconds. Pick a weight, get your seat adjusted. You wanna have tension from all the way up here to all the way down to the move. Just make sure you start with a good amount of tension at the top. I'm gonna get the clock started here. We're gonna go for 45 seconds. These moves aren't designed to go fast and do as many as possible. You really just want to focus on a form and that your abs are working the whole time. Just like that. So here we go, first set, and let's begin. You could probably do this standing up as well. I haven't tried, but I don't see why not. You just might get a little bit more rub with the bands on your shoulders. About halfway there. About 10 seconds to go. Let's do two more. And last one. All right, let's take a short break. Feel free to adjust your weight. If it was too light, too heavy, now's the time to change it. And we're gonna be doing one more set. All right, in positions, set number 2, and here we go. Halfway there. About 10 seconds to go. Two more. All right, and rest. All right, so that's our weight. It's basically a weighted crunch. So good to build up strength and a little bit of muscle. You know, it's not going to give you a six-pack. It might, but it's going to bulge. You're going to get a bigger muscle, and it's going to work mostly the top abs. Next, we're going to work some obliques and do trunk rotations. So for this one, I'm definitely going to drop a lot of weight. I am only going to keep, I'm going to keep the green band on only. So if you guys want to adjust, you decide, but I would keep it pretty light. Also going to be in a seated position, but we are sitting sideways. We're not sitting our backs to the anchor. We're not sitting front. The anchor is to the side of me, just like this. Is the move we want. I want to have a little bit of resistance here, and I'm just stretching, all rotating and stretch to the right. My arms are almost locked. You can have a little bend, but really try to keep them as straight as possible. And this is the move we're doing. Trunk rotation. The green band's pretty good. It might be a little lighter than I would typically use, but for the first set, I think it's fine. So I'll give you guys 10 seconds or so, and we will get going with set number 1. And what I'm doing, I'm just crossing one hand over the other. So I have both in one hand, cover with the top hand. Now we're just rotating. So here we go. Set number 1, let's begin. A little bit over halfway there. Two more. And last one. All right, now we're just gonna switch sides. I'm gonna spin myself around. Whatever you have to do to get yourself on the other side, feel free to do that right now. You're gonna see my back here. Same workout, same exercise, just other side. All right, and here we go. You could definitely do this on your knees or standing up. It should not matter. About 15 seconds to go. Two more. All right. Now we're still going to keep working those obliques. And for this one, I'm going to add the black band back on. So it's just going to be the green and the black band. We're going to be sitting in the same position, so sideways. And I'm just going to hold, let me fix the camera. So I am just going to hold the bands with one arm. I want to give it a good stretch. And all we're going to do is these lateral bends like we did when we stretched, but now it's weighted. So we're moving on a lateral plane, but with resistance. And I actually probably want even a little bit more stretch. Fix my camera again. I want a good amount of stretch. So it's pulling my arm pretty good. It's focusing your core to be engaged, just sitting straight, because it's going to want to bring you closer to the anchor. So right here, I have a good resistance, and I'm just bending down and touching the ground, or going as far down as possible. So I'm going to start the clock here. Once again, I have the black and green band attached, and here we go. You can definitely do this standing up. It's very good standing up. You'll notice it's going to work your lower abs a little bit more standing up, but effective in both sitting or standing. You can also do it off the knees. About 10 seconds to go. Two more. All right. And now let's just spin ourselves around. We're going to work the other side. We grab with the right, and here we go. A little over halfway there. Two more. One and two. All right. All right, good job. Last core exercise. Again, I recommend doing those more sets. We're just, I'm just showing you guys what we can do with these bands. I would recommend doing at least 2 or 3 sets each side of what we just did. But for time constraint issues, we're going to move on. Next exercise, I'm going to add some more weight to this. So I'm going to reattach the red band that we had initially on here. Because this is going to be like a back extension type move. We're going to face the bands. And we're just going to, in this position, you're going to feel those abs. So we're going to go from here to here as far as you can. Hold, back, forward, extend. And you definitely want to scoot up a little bit in your chair, because you want to finish that position right around here before you hit your backrest. And that's what it looks like. So this is a good amount of resistance, red, green, and black. I might add another one too, but really no need. So let me start the clock. We're going to do 1 set of these. So important thing is to have tension in the very beginning. And here we go. We're just holding our arms out, reclining back, and release. This is also good for our lower backs. About halfway there. Ten seconds to go. Two more. And last one. All right. All right. Well, that's our core workout for today. So we try to hit everything on those 4 moves. There are 4 really easy moves with these bands. Like I said, I'd recommend doing at least 2 or 3 sets of each, and probably 3 times a week, every other day or so. So we next are going to move on to some chest. Still sticking with the low anchor point. This actually might be a good weight for what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to stick with what we left off with, which is the green, black, and red. Because what we're going to do is an incline press. So we're going to lean back in our chair and just push forward. But keep your thumbs down. Put your handle so you're not rubbing. And we're going to recline back just like that, and we're pushing forward. So we have our core engaged because of the position we're in, but we're also working that chest. Just like that. So I'll give you about 20 seconds, pick a good weight. This seems to work for me. It may be too heavy, too light for others, so feel free to adjust. All right, you get started here. First set, and let's begin. So we're reclining back as far as you can, that you're still balanced. So we're working our core during this chest too. About halfway there. Ten seconds. Two more. All right, and rest. All right. So that's an incline press. We're just going to do 1 set of these. Again, I recommend doing probably at least 2 or 3 sets of these. But then we're going to move on to a fly, a chest fly, which is going to look like this. But we're also going to stay reclined. And we're just going to be doing this motion right here. So once again, this weight seems to be fine for this move as well. I'm going to stick with it. So we'll get going here, about 5 seconds. I'm going to keep my arms as straight as possible for this move, so it's going to look like this. All right, so slight recline, and here we go. We want to finish off right in the middle of our torso or so. Belly button, just like that. Halfway there. Three more. 2 and 3. All right. Ooh, probably feeling the shoulders too. We're going to do one more, a different variation of that one. Restart the timer here. For this one, I'm going to drop one of the bands. I think I'm just going to drop, let's go with the red one. I'm going to keep the black and green one on there. just because we're going overhead with this move, I like to keep the weight a little bit lower for these types of moves. It's going to be similar to what we just did, but we're going to go up top with it. Just like that. So we'll give you about 15 seconds, and this will be our last set of chest. Then we'll move down to our to the lower body or arms, whatever you choose to do. All right, here we go. Last set. Recline yourself back. We're just going up top with it. So you're finishing off right around your head height, a little bit higher. And let's begin. Halfway there. Five seconds. Last one. All right. Ooh, definitely feeling a lot of shoulders too in that. It's a good all-around move. All right, well now is the time where we're gonna break up. So if you wish to do legs, stick with me. If you wanna do arms with Monica, just spotlight her video and she will also give instructions. We'll have to take turns talking, so things hopefully aren't too confusing when both of us are trying to give directions. But what I'm gonna start with for the leg workout, let's begin by removing the handles. Oh, feel free to grab a drink. Now's a good time to get some water.
For arms, we're going to start with the free band. I have the blue band. If you want a heavier weight, grab more. But we're just going to start with the free band in our hands.
I am going to try to keep the same weight on that we have. So red, green, and black. Then we're going to go a little bit lighter for the remainder. First move is going to work the core too quite a bit. It's going to work our legs, hips, but a lot, you're really going to feel that core. You should. Sticking with the theme of today. So let's begin by strapping yourself in.
For arms, our move is simple. We're just going to put our arms out straight and pull apart with tension and pulse like I am. Once we all do it together.
And the first leg move is going to be on the ground. You're going to have to get almost into a push-up position. So I'm connected to both. There we go. Okay. So from this position, you can do the knees. You can just be on your knees, or you can be in push-up, and we're just going to go one at a time, bringing it into the chest. From the knees, it looks like this. So up to you. If you do it on your tippy toes, in the plank position, you're going to be working your core the whole time. And this is actually a really good weight. Not too heavy, not too light. And we're going to do a set of 20 with these. So I'll give you guys a few seconds to get set up. I have black, green, red, and that works for me. This is like a variation of a mountain climber, a weighted mountain climber. All right, here we go. We're going to do 20. So 10 with each leg. Try to do as many as you can. If you have to stop, that's perfectly fine. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10. Four more. Last one. All right. So you should really feel this, especially in the lower abdominals. And that's a stubborn area where the belly fat really, packs on. It's hard to get rid of that. A move like this is what's really going to help that tone and trim that fat down. We're going to do one more set of those. About 10 seconds. We'll do one more set and we're going to move on. And here we go. That's 10. Two more. Last one. Those are really good. I will admit, that's a really good workout. You're working a lot of body parts, your shoulders from holding yourself, your core, your legs, hips, all around really good move. Next, we're gonna undo the ankle strap, and let's just leave those be for now. Take whatever other bands you have with you that aren't connected. So for instance, I have the blue and yellow just sitting here. Attach just one handle, a handle, not foot strap. So I'm going to put both the bands on. We're going to stretch our calves and our hamstrings right now. I think Jim requested some calf workouts. This is a good one. I'm going to slip my foot in here. And the reason I'm not using the cuffs is because I want this move. I want to press against this like a pedal.
For arms, we're doing the same free band. We're gonna keep it tight, put our arms above our head, and pulse separating as fast as we can. And then we'll move on. Next one, we'll move on to the low anchor.
So here we go. This is a stretch, but it's also a good workout for the calves that's light. You can do it in any position, laying down if you'd like, sitting up. If you have back issues, you can do this in a chair. I prefer just on the ground. So I have a good amount of tension here, and I'm just putting the foot to the gas, the pedal to the floor. Working on our flexion, dorsiflexion here with the ankle, and you should feel that calf. And you can control the amount of resistance, which is nice. So let's just do this for a few more seconds. And now for this next one, I do recommend laying down on the back. Keep holding the band, and now move your foot all the way up and just pull on it gently. Now you're stretching the hamstring. Very good hamstring stretch.
Keep going with the arms. You should feel it burn.
All right, now let's switch. Let's get that other foot. You could potentially do both at the same time. We did have another handle. I just wanted to show you one at a time. So you can do these moves both Both legs at the same time. All right, so I'm moving over to the left. Gradual.
Arms, put your hands behind your back like handcuffs, and then pulse.
All right, and let's stretch this hamstring now. Nice and easy. You can do this in a seated position on a chair too. I like the ground because the ground forces your body to be in the correct position while you're doing this. A few more seconds. All right, now we're gonna move to our anchor. We're gonna keep the straps on, but we're not gonna use the straps. We're gonna grab the band on the actual band for this first move.
Arms, we're moving to the anchor too. We're gonna do simple bicep curls with tension.
All right, so this is what we're doing. We're doing calf extensions here. So you want to grip it. My anchor's not great. If it was lower, it'd be much better. But basically, you want to grab at the very bottom, your bands, and then stand up. And now we're doing just calf extensions. So this weight's pretty good for this move. Once again, it's the red, green, and black band. I wish my anchor was a little bit lower, but it's still doing the job. I just have to move further away. This is a great move to tone, strengthen those calves. Once again, I'll repeat, I just grabbed at the very bottom here, and then I stood up, creating that tension. And now it's just this easy move here. All right, so let's begin. We'll do about 20 of these. My knees are pretty much locked out. Let's do 5 more. Two more. Last one. All right. Oh, I'm definitely feeling those. Those are good. Once again, I would do 3 or 4 sets of those for sure. The more the better. High rep for this workout for sure. All right. Next, we are gonna attach a foot cuff. I am gonna detach the black band. So we're just gonna keep red and green.
Arms, we're keeping the same setup, and we're doing tricep extensions. So straight back.
And this move, we're only gonna do one leg at a time. So I'm gonna detach one of the foot cuffs and attach both bands to one foot cuff. So this is what it's gonna look like. One foot cuff, 4 pieces of band attached. You might want to have something to hold on to for this move. Just because it's gonna try to pull you back. But we're gonna do straight leg. We're gonna take a big step forward with our opposite leg, and we're gonna go forward with the leg that's strapped in, but we're not bending it. We're keeping it straight. So kind of like a straight leg swing forward. You should be feeling this in your quad. Your calves are working. Your hamstrings fighting to the resistance, and your hips. So it just looks like this. Here's a better angle maybe. There we go. You just have to find the sweet spot. So right where the resistance begins and you're swinging forward. So here we go, we're gonna do 20. Ready, and let's begin. Doesn't have to be a huge move. I'm only moving about 1.5 feet, I'd say. Halfway there. Two more. All right. Let's switch. Stand on the other leg. Or don't switch, up to you what you want to work.
Arms, we're putting our hands at chest level, pushing out straight, coming back in like this. Out, in at chest level.
All right. So I am strapped in with my opposite leg. And we're going to do the same thing, 20 leg swings. Ready, and begin. 5. Halfway there. 5 more. Last one. All right. Probably feel a lot of it in the groin too. Very good multi-muscle leg move there. All right. How are we on time? Let's see. Oh, 2:16. I'm just going to show you one other move. If you really want to build some strength for your legs, it's a little bit different from the other ones. Feel free to try it. Since we're out of time, I'm just going to show you what that move is. And it's basically a squat. If you're past doing squats with body weight, first I would do it with body weight. But if you're getting advanced, this is a move I've been doing at home lately. I'm going to strap my green, red, and black band to both handles. And this is called a sumo squat. Once again, this is it's good for your hamstrings, quads, your back, as long as your posture is correct. It's a great move. So I'm gonna step inside the handle. You can do this with cuffs. I like it better just stepping into the handle. For me, it just seems to work better, and it keeps the anchor point all the way on the ground instead of sliding up my shin. So what I'm going to do is take a wide stance. You're going to grip here, and you're going to stand up, down, and up. I'm keeping it right under my neck. It's basically doing a front squat, really wide stance. So that's another move to challenge you. It's really good. You're going to burn a lot of calories doing that move. Trust me, squats are notorious for using all your energy and working a lot of body parts. So that's one other thing. And I do have a few more. We'll get to them next time. I think that was plenty for today. So let's unmute everybody.